Hello everyone, I'm Lucy and this is the lovely Tommy. You
Hello.
are watching Teckles Cake. Now today we're talking wearables, specifically the Microsoft Band, which was kind of released without much funfare, wasn't it? Fanfare,
Yeah.
not funfare.
Well, a bit of both. Really.
No funfare or fanfare. It's like a ninja release, it's very quiet.
Didn't they release it in the US last year?
Yes.
At the end.
And it went
but
down
very
really
quietly.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it sold out immediately. But this is, you know, Microsoft's attempt to get into the wearable market. It's a sensor-laden fitness tracker that also doubles up as a smartwatch. So yeah.
It does a bit of everything, really.
It does a bit of everything.
Should we talk about the sensors, all the technology that goes into it first?
Yes.
It's absolutely stuffed with technology. It's got 10 sensors.
10!
Whole
Let's
10.
talk about some of those sensors. What are
It's
they?
got like the basics. It's got accelerometer, that
Gyroscope,
kind of thing. Gyroscope,
heart rate monitor.
optical heart rate monitor, which is really, really accurate. This isn't the sort of one, you know, when sometimes you use these things, you sit at a desk and you stand up and you've done 200 steps.
Yeah, it's like,
This isn't
all
one of
right,
those.
mate.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a bit more accurate.
So this is really accurate. It's got a UV sensor, so you can control or like measure how much sun.
How much suntan lotion you need to put on that day.
Yeah, I mean,
measures
it's-
skin temperature.
Skin temperature. Apparently, that's got something to do with your emotional levels, but I think we'll probably
Stressing out at your desk.
It's absolutely packed.
So this wants to be your one-stop shop for all your fitness, basically. And it's
Yeah,
got all
absolutely.
the sensors that will enable you to track every element of your active life.
Yeah.
So that's quite clever.
That's really clever. And I think how it uses them also is quite good. I mean, many of the, this may be a little bit unfair, but comparing it to the Android Wear stuff, you know, they give you, like the Sony smartwatch has got a GPS monitor.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't do, and a heart rate monitor, but it doesn't necessarily do much with it. It tells you your heart rate, but doesn't, you know, help you analyze your fitness with it. But from using this for a couple of days, this really helps to bring all your data that you give it, where you've been, how fast you're moving with the GPS, where your heart rate has been. You can work out how fast you're working essentially, and use that to actually help you intelligently.
So it gives you all
work
the
out.
information that typically other fitness trackers deliver, but just a bit more
coherently
accurate
and
information.
cohesively, yeah.
And in terms of getting the information on the display itself, this is what, a 1.4 inch inch display.
It's quite small. It does the job.
Glanceable.
What's that?
Easily to glance at.
Easy glance. You've got to press a little button. Well, when you're exercising, it stays on, so you can keep glancing at it. That's quite cool. It's nice and bright, it's crisp and clear. I mean, people would get carried away about pixel densities,
Yeah, I know.
but it's bullshit.
It's a bit
It
too pedantic
doesn't
for
really
us. But
matter.
yeah, in bright, harsh conditions, you'll be able to
Perfectly usable.
read your emails, your notifications, see all your kind of, all your fitness information and things like that. So yeah, so let's quickly just talk about the design. We'll come back onto software and fitness in a moment, but let's talk about the design.
Yeah.
Not the most attractive
not
fitness
fans.
tracker. Yeah.
And on top of that, it's
bit vanilla.
It's not very comfortable either.
Yeah.
I guess it's so crammed with technology. I've seen a cross section of it. I mean, it's just everywhere you look.
The clasp is quite bulky,
Yeah,
isn't it?
everywhere you look, it's crammed with layers of modules and stuff like that. And so they've really had to reinforce it. And it does kind of feel like a
Bit clunky.
a bit like a handcuff when you put it on.
Well, there are interchangeable band sizes, small, medium, large.
Yes,
if you've
there
got
are.
skinny wrists like me or seemingly giant wrists like Tommy, then there's different sizes for you.
Yeah.
But you know, it is packed with 10 sensors, so it is a
That's
bit
fair
chunky. I
enough.
think that justifies its weight a little bit. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
it's not going to weigh your arm down, but it's quite heavy, dare I say, compared to other devices.
But when you put if you go to pull a jacket on or your cycling jacket over the top of a nose, it catches on everything. And like if you're trying to monitor your sleep, like, you know, if you turn over, you realise your arm's like stuck under a pillow or something. One more move, you're going to lose an arm or fracture an arm. So I don't know. It's not hugely uncomfortable, but it's not maybe as practical as some of the other ones.
Well, I like, talking of practicality, I like the fact that it does actually have a display. You know, there are a lot of fitness trackers out there like Fitbit. I think
don't
Basis
think
Peak.
any of the Jawbone ones have
Jawbones
them.
don't, and then they do. They're kind of pixely OLED displays, whereas this has got quite a bright pixel
Yeah, it's
density. So
functional.
that's quite nice and something that stands out compared to the other fitness trackers, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about the operating system for a moment. So it's not running an optimized version of Windows 10, which I think a lot of people were secretly hoping for. And if you're not a fan of the Windows 8.1 live tiles, you won't like
not gonna like this.
Yeah, it's basically a simplified version of that, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the main thing you can see here, that's your Me. It's called your Me tile, so that's basically everything about you. You can tap it.
Me.
Yeah, look, you're getting your steps. You can do how far you've gone, your kilometres. Ooh.
How's the touchscreen? Is the touchscreen
It's quite good actually.
sensitive?
It's just hung me out to dry there, but it's quite good. Calories.
Now you can customise the interface. There's wallpapers and different themes and colours just to make it a bit more personal.
Yeah, you can do all that.
Yeah. On the app front, sort of apps.
On the app front, you get your usual. So let's say you go into you sort of wake it up as you were, and then you can go and you can choose various workouts through. They've just added cycling, which seems a bit of a weird one to add so late, but they are listening to their customers.
I like that you can optimise this for your cycling.
Yeah,
which is
it's
quite
really
cool.
good. I've used that probably the most. And you choose an exercise and you hit it. There's sleep there, workout. And literally off you go. You strap to your wrist and off you go.
And there's only a couple of buttons really, so power and the action button, so it's
really
quite simple to use in theory.
Yeah.
But I will say there is one downside to the app component of this. There's only 17 apps available at the moment, and you can only have 13 on the device at any one time.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
and these apps are anything from news, weather, Facebook, Twitter, so very basic applications at this time. But Microsoft is going to continue adding
partners.
they're going to continue adding to
the one quite good one is the Starbucks one. So, do you know about this?
I do not know about this.
Yeah, if you can basically load money onto it,
I'm not
onto
a
the
Starbucks
band.
fan.
No,
Oh yeah.
Me. So if you don't want to go, you want to go running, but without cash. Off you go.
And pick up a coffee mid-run.
Yeah, pick up a mocha on your way home. Yeah, literally. And then so it'll give you a barcode, and then you flash it at the woman or behind the Starbucks counter.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then they'll give you a coffee.
That could be quite handy for coffee lovers.
It's quite handy. Or a Greg's. I'll be up for a Greg's then.
I'd be up for a Greg's barcode reader. Yeah,
home.
definitely. So talking of fitness, this is obviously primarily its functionality. We've talked about the sensors. They have also come out with the rival to Google Fit and Apple's Health app with Microsoft. Is it Microsoft Health? Is that what it's
MSN, I think it's MSN Health and Fitness.
MS Health and Fitness.
Yeah, something like that.
Not very catchy, but yeah.
Yeah.
So this application designed to be your one-stop shop to kind of collect all your data. Interestingly, not just only from the smartband. So it syncs with third-party applications like Map My Fitness.
Yeah.
Map My Run. Am I mixing words here?
It doesn't actually. I mean.
Runkeeper.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get better, but it doesn't interface that well, I'd say.
Yeah.
At the moment, but that's obviously something they're going to build.
Again,
on.
this is something I think Microsoft has said they're going to build on in the future to get more compatibility. And the idea is this app is designed to learn your behaviour, learn your fitness,
your routines.
Yeah, exactly, and recommend
how you intelligently train with it. I mean,
exactly.
It shows you how to. How long your recovery time should be, stuff like that.
Kind of your aerobic and anaerobic
it does
heart
all
rate
that.
zones.
It's really quite advanced. I was quite impressed by it.
But
what about the branded workouts?
Ooh, guided workouts. Nearly forgot that. That's quite cool. So using the application, you can get your recommendations. So in the same vein of kind of Nike's apps, you can get videos and workouts and rundowns on how to get the most out of your fitness band, which I think is quite cool and clever. But I think even more clever than that is the fact that you can download these workouts, these guided workouts, onto the smart band itself. So obviously, you're not going to get the video, the screen is very small, but for example, it will vibrate when you've finished some reps or when you need to have some recovery time. So there'll be some kind of indicators to help you train. But the idea is you can take that without being attached to your smartphone, and because it's got built-in GPS, you can map your runs and do all that without needing your phone in your pocket. I think that's quite cool.
And what you can do is you can go and you can choose, as I've done, you choose Gold's Gym. So I've chosen a workout, I can't remember what it is, something to do with pumping my abs.
Pump those abs.
Like that. And then you can hit a little.
That's how you pump abs, obviously.
If you've got a little tutorial where this guy pops up.
And that's really handy. I think a lot of people don't really understand how to make use of all these sensors, especially when it comes to heart rate monitors and zones and that kind of thing. So that kind of thing, I think, is an additional bonus that makes it stand out.
And loads of brands are getting on board with this. So they've got men's fitness goals, which you can see here. But I think in the UK, also Nuffield.
Yes.
Nuffield Health, I think they're called. They're going to be backing it quite hard and fast.
And I imagine more people are going to join the party as time goes on.
Yeah.
So what have you missed? It's not waterproof, in case you're wondering. You can't take this in the shower.
Splash proof.
You can wipe your sweat off it though.
Yeah. Or anything else you get on.
Tommy! I don't want to know.
Price, what do you think about price? Do you know how much?
It's 170, right?
170 quid. The one thing we haven't mentioned is 170 quid for a Fitband is quite a lot. But this is also a smartwatch, essentially.
Yeah.
You get all your phone notifications on there.
Email view.
Email view, you can read your emails, you get emails, texts, weather, anything actually. The only thing, comparing it to Android Wear, the only thing that I'd miss is the maps. Google Maps. That's the only thing that I can think, and I have been doing some thinking.
And for some people, that's not a big enough
reason. That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, the 9 times out of 10 with using the Wear apps, map, you just get your phone out anyway.
Yeah.
So,
and talking of Wear, this does play nice with Android, iOS. You can have it on a desktop, the Health app. So
it's not just a Windows
Microsoft's
phone
not been selfish and kind of stuck it to the Windows Phone platform, which would have been a silly idea.
Silly mistake. And so, I mean, I think 170 quid, That's not actually that bad, considering
about 2-day battery life, yeah.
2-day battery life, but you've got a screen.
It's constantly monitoring those 10 sensors. So yeah, I think it is a bit pricey for a fitness tracker, but the potential for it is incredible. And I think this is one of the fitness trackers out there that really has the potential to make waves and change the way that we interact with our data. But just right now, the health app sadly isn't there. The recommendations aren't there. The motivational kind of tips and stuff aren't quite ready. But
I think
watch
it's
this space, I say.
Absolutely. And for me, as soon as they get the design sorted out, they'll be on to a real winner.
I don't think they're going to change the design.
Oh, right.
I know, that's just my opinion.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't have any insider knowledge. Microsoft told me.
Well, there you go.
What do you think? Are you a fan of the Microsoft band? I keep saying smart band. The Microsoft band, are you a fan of any other kind of fitness trackers? Do you think fitness trackers are a waste of time? Are you a smartwatch fan? We want to know what you think. So tell us in the comments.
And please, as always, remember to subscribe.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for watching.